Hired Ops, the spiritual successor to the browser-based game Contract Wars, made by Absolute Soft LLC, a kind of sister company to Battlestate Games, creators of Escape from Tarkov. This is a free-to-play, non-pay-to-win shooter set in the same universe as EFT and has a similar visual style due to this. But unlike EFT, it's a respawn-based shooter, with game modes supporting up to 7v7 gameplay. So let's take a look. Now let's get this out of the way. I don't quite know how I feel about Hired Ops after putting a handful of hours into the game. The concept is there. I did have some genuine fun while playing it on stream, but I realized if I wasn't streaming or working on this video, would I have actually spent my time playing this game still? I'm not too sure. I feel the best way to describe this game is wasted potential. And let me explain. First, I'm going to cover what the game is in each segment, but after that I will devolve into a bit of a rant into what I feel the game could have been and why I'm so conflicted with my opinion on it. As of recording, the game's player base is small, peaking about 600 players in a 24-hour period, but with the use of a passable server browser, I was still able to get into games rather easily on EU servers. Once in the game, you can choose between 4 different classes, each of which have their own set of weapons, gadgets, and as you play them, you'll gain experience and proceed to unlock new weapons in their section. Along with this, Hired Ops is an MMO FPS, so as you level up your character, they also gain bonuses such as faster movement speed, more health points, quicker reloads. Now, this isn't pay to win, but I can see balance issues as a new player versus a high level player with a load of extra buffed up stats. But this isn't the same as a pay to win weapon with higher damage, quicker reload, faster fire rate, all of that kind of stuff that you see in other free-to-play shooter games. And speaking of pay to win, the monetization system is reasonably good. I actually like it. Essentially, the main thing is loot boxes, which you can gain through completing in-game contracts, which is passable. These can give you either a range of attachments for your weapons or camos. Along with this, these camos and attachments can be bought. And there are also premium accounts which give you faster XP rates and stuff. There is weapon customization, but extremely basic. There's like a sight, barrel, and sometimes a third attachment depending on the weapon. But what lacks there is just tons of different weapons that you unlock as you play the game more and more. So it kind of is swings and roundabouts. Now, I don't really give a shit about settings, but they are bare, but they get the job done. My main frustration with this game is the limit of 120 FPS, and that's mainly me being a moany little 240Hz monitor bitch. My rig ran it smoothly at 120 FPS the whole time, no issues with crashes or anything like that. And again, graphics I don't really give a shit about as long as they do the job, and they do. They're in similar style to that of EFT as this is in the universe, and it set a good moody kind of atmosphere. So I can't complain about it, but it's nothing mind-blowing or to write home about. Same with audio. Now, audio to me, I just want good directional audio, be able to tell where a player is, if what level they're on, what kind of material they're walking over, that kind of stuff. This game had somewhat directional audio, but the height and the distance is not there, and trying to figure out what kind of surface they were standing on was really rough. So I wasn't a huge fan of the audio, but it passes. Along with that, the guns just sounded rather similar and kind of just all squished together, and guns like the Desert Eagle just felt weak to shoot. Come on, man, it's a fucking Eagle, not some water gun. When it came to gameplay, I had the chance to play in 4 different game modes. This was Conquest, Free-for-all, Gun Game, and TDM. There are a few other game modes outside of this, but I couldn't find any servers with active players in. Once in-game, the first thing that really caught my attention was invincibility. Now, this is a thing, especially in Asian free-to-play shooters, but my god, is it fucking annoying in this game, as there are times where you spawn in FFA standing right next to a dude, and you literally can't kill them because they're invincible, and then they just proceed to look at you and smile and go, haha, fuck you. So, yeah, fuck invincibility, but it's one of those things that is just part of the genre, I guess. Hired Ops puts a unique twist on the kind of kill streak or reward system for performing well in a game. With each kill, you gain money, and with this, you can then spend it on upgrades, med kits, helmets, and all that kind of jazz. This includes ironclad suits, which is basically a giant heavy armored up dude with an LMG, IED drones, and sniper drones. Along with this, the ammo types provide different buffs and negatives. This includes bleeding damage, piercing, reduced recoil, higher recoil, etc. and armor to negate these different abilities, but some of which will decrease your movement speed. These are just unlocked for achievements, and then you can choose freely what kind of ammo type you can use. Another annoyance I had was broken legs. Absolute Soft took a page out of EFT's book and included broken legs. Now, this can quickly be resolved by having a medkit. This is a quick syringe dart into the arm, 1 second kind of animation, possibly less, but this really does throw the pacing of the game. As an arcade FPS, this shouldn't really be a thing, I feel like, but hey, it's here. Now, this gunplay felt very easy to control, very arcadey, and sniping felt extremely fun with super quick scoping times and stuff. But that's probably not the most balanced of things to be dealing with. Now, Netcode and Hitreg is also something that I want to complain about. There was constant kill trading. Along with this, I was killing people that I definitely wasn't hitting and not killing people that I definitely was hitting. So that is something that you may also want to pay attention to. Moving on to maps, I did enjoy the maps. There were some reused assets and different stuff, but again, they do the job. They had a decent flow. They worked, but the main takeaway is nothing was really noticeable, and I think that's one of its falling parts with hired ops. Outside of leveling and unlocking new weapons, I can't see the long-term interest in this game for me, as there aren't any comp modes other than a basic ladder system saying who has the most kills and stuff like that. There's nothing really holding me in, and it's just a shame. At the end of the day, it does just feel like an extravagant browser game. Now, this is made by the guys that made Contract Wars, so I can't complain, but for a game set in the EFT universe, I feel this could have done so much more, especially with gun customization and the gunplay. And although it's an arcadey shooter, which I'm personally a huge fan of, they could have even gone down the realism route with it. Instead, they took some of the shitter parts of EFT that really are not suited for an arcade shooter and just fucked with the pacing. But the weird part with this game is there aren't many other games out at the moment that fill this niche of the market, and even fewer games that don't have pay-to-win mechanics in them. So these free-to-play MMO FPS style games are kind of a dime a dozen, and if you are into them, then this may be the game for you. But it does have a small player base, and there are definitely issues there. As I said, it's just wasted potential, I feel. But hey, it's free to play. Give it a go. You may find a new game that you do enjoy playing in your free time. But that is my impressions on hired ops. Peace out, toodaloo, and goodbye.